Hello there, welcome to my story time channel story time. Okay. Do you like my shirt? Because that's what this is about. Okay, so back in March, I went to Kohl's and I got a shirt. I'm trying to get into the details because you probably don't want the details too much, right? But I kept the shirt in a bag, and the lady told me they have a 1-year guarantee on their clothes. She said, but we recommend that you keep the receipt, take a picture of it. She said, because our receipts tend to fade. I'm like, go figure on that, right? And make sure you keep the tag. She goes, and you can wear it, but we'd prefer you not to. I said, I'm not like that, right? And I kept the shirt for a long time because it's supposed to be a gift. But that's neither here nor there, right? So I kept the shirt in a bag, never used, never worn, with the original tag, kept the receipt, took a picture of the receipt, and sure enough, the receipt started to fade, but the barcode's still on it. So I went into Kohl's yesterday to try to return the shirt. And, I told the lady, I said, yes, ma'am. I was like, I want to return the shirt. And I had gotten another shirt also. Like, I went to the store with the bag and got another shirt because I thought maybe I would just exchange it depending on how much that shirt is, because there was no price on that shirt. Right away, she took that shirt, and I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, it's the shirt in the bag, because I'm thinking, like, did they not see me? Because, like, some people do that, right? They actually go into a store and they take something and then they go to the return and return it. Like, they walk into the store, take something off the shelf, and they go to return and say, I bought this, but I don't have the receipt. And, like, she thought that was the shirt. And I'm like, no, lady. I was like, I got this from the store. Like, I didn't buy this. I have to purchase it. Like, I'm not one of those people, right? I was like, the item I'm returning is in the bag with the receipt in the bag, right? So anyway, she goes, well, what's this? I was like, well, I might buy this later, like, depending on how much it is and, like, what we're going to do with this transaction, like how much I get back and all that, right? So anyway, so I showed the receipt, and right away she looked at the receipt. And she's like, when did you get this? I said, well, it's been a while. And I said, but you have a 1-year guarantee. She goes, well, we don't have that anymore. I'm like, well, that's okay. But when I bought the shirt, I was told it was a 1-year guarantee. Like, for an example, like, let's say you go to the store right now, right? And let's say you buy this, right? And I tell you have 6 months to return this. And next week, we change our return policy. And now we have a 14-day return policy, right? And let's say it was 6 months for this, right? Well, the day that the day that we do the return policy, that day going forward, if you buy this item, you have, let's say, a 2-week guarantee. But if you bought this item in the past when we had a 1-year guarantee or 6 months guarantee, then you need to be grandfathered. It's called grandfathered in, right? And the system should see that. The system should say that, okay, now we have a new return policy. Oh, but this customer bought it during the 1 year. No. She said we have a 30-day guarantee now. I'm like, well, when did that change? Because it wasn't in March. I had to count because of the number 3. Okay. So anyway, I said, well, ma'am, I said, she goes, I can't even read this. And I don't even know when this was purchased. I'm like, well, there's a barcode. She goes, yeah, well, I scanned the barcode and it didn't even show up in the system that you bought it here. And I was like, that's kind of weird. So then she gets the manager, and the manager comes and says, yeah, we can't purchase that because you bought it in March. I'm like, how do you know I bought it in March? She goes, well, the person I'm talking to, the store clerk, told me. I was like, ma'am, you just told me that you can't read the date, which you can't. I can't even read the date. That's the truth. You can't. And when you scan the barcode, it doesn't pop up in the system that I bought in March. It's not returnable. It didn't pop up in the system at all. Like, it didn't even show I bought the shirt. So how does she know that I bought it on March 7th? And I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, how do you know I bought it on March 7th? I didn't tell you when I bought it. She goes, well, the system tells me. I was like, you just told me. She goes, well, it's not on the receipt. I said, it's not on the receipt. She goes, exactly. I was like, ma'am, you just told me you scanned the barcode and it doesn't even show up in the system at all that I bought it. If it didn't show up that I bought it, then how the hell did you know that I did buy it on March 7th? So she didn't answer my question. And then she said something about attitude. I'm like, I don't have an attitude. And then I said, she goes, you have a 30-day return policy. I said, where is that I said, can you either show me to me in a paper, like is it stated, whatever, or on paper, on documentation or anything? Because I was already told you have a 1-year guarantee verbally. Now I'm told verbally 30 days. When I call corporate, they tell me verbally 180. You see the problem here? So that's why I asked, I was like, where is it written? She said, well, that's just what my manager said. I said, ma'am, I didn't ask you to repeat what your manager said, now did I? I asked you a simple question. Where is it written? If the answer is either it's written here, or it's not written, or I don't know, or I can find out, or hell, you don't even have to answer my question. But don't answer my question with that's what my manager said, because I didn't ask you what your manager said. I asked you a simple question. Where is it written? Because evidently you're already giving me misinformation. Because the manager said, and she said 30 days, but when I came home and called corporate, they said, no, they're sadly mistaken. It's 180 days. So then she said, well, you don't have to get, she said, you don't have to get an attitude. I said, ma'am, I was like, you're the one who gets an attitude with me. I said, even if I'm getting an attitude with you, I asked you a simple question. You don't have to answer the question. You don't have to. But why are you answering the question in a way that's not answering my question? I asked you, where is it written? I think I have a legal, more than enough a reason to ask where something's written because I keep being lied to about this fucking shirt. So she goes, well, there's nothing I can do and I'm not overriding the system. Have a nice day. I said, excuse me. I was like, did I say I was done here? She goes, have a nice day. I said, whatever. And then I said, can I walk into the store with this? Because I'm a nice person, I walked back into the store with my bag that I came in the store with, right? And put the shirt back on the shelf. I could have just left it there. But I'm that type of person. If I take something off the shelf, I put it back. And when I picked up the shirt to bring it back, like she didn't even say not like I'll take that or that's okay, which I didn't expect her to, right? So then I went back into the store and they still have the shirt. That's another thing too. And that's another thing too. I found the shirt. Then I went back up to the front and I spoke to another lady that I thought was the manager because she had like a thing around her neck. And I think she got the gist of what had happened. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I said, I don't think this is fair. I said, look, I said, I show the shirt. I said, the shirt that's in the bag, I said, you still sell this shirt. I said, I can't even get store credit. And she goes, we can't bypass the system at all. I'm like, what about store credit? She goes, well, that's if you don't have the receipt. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the receipt. She goes, but you do. I'm like, okay, well, what's stopping me from taking the receipt and flushing it down the toilet and saying, I don't have the receipt. Now can I get store credit? Like, if a person can get store credit without the receipt, then why can't I get store credit with the receipt? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you come into a store without a receipt, you could have stole the merchandise. You have no proof that it's yours, but they're going to gladly hand you store credit. Kind of like when I told you I walked in with the bag of the shirt that I purchased and picked up another shirt because I liked it. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just do an exchange. But there was no price on that shirt. And so I could have told her, I got this and I don't have the receipt. Can I get my money back? And I have no, or can I get store credit? And can I get my money back on this shirt? I would never do that, but I could have done that. But instead, all I'm asking at this juncture is store credit, and I even have the receipt, and they're telling me no, because the receipt shows it's over 180, it's over 30 days, which when I called corporate, they told me it's 180. So, it gets better. So then I'm like, you know what? It's like, I think it was $16 or $17 with tax, something like that. So I'm thinking, and maybe I need to stop being, it's always the principle to me, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's 50 cents or $1,000, it's the principle. So I called up my credit card company. I was like, I want to dispute this because I don't think it's fair to me. I'm stuck with this shirt and it's really large. I don't like it. It wasn't for me anyway. It was supposed to be for a gift for someone that lost a lot of weight that doesn't want the shirt. That didn't use the shirt. That still has the tag and still original receipt that I was told that I have a 1-year guarantee. So I call up my my credit card department, my credit card company, and Right away, she finds a transaction and connects me to disputes. So disputes is asked me, well, what's the last four of the credit card number that you use? I give it to them because that's what's on the receipt. They can't find the account. I'm like, well, the last representative found my account. And so they right away connect me to another disputes department before I can explain to them that, hey, y'all sent me a new credit card. Because, like, let's say you buy something today with a credit card and the last four digits is, whatever. And then 2 months later, they send you a new credit card, right? Or your credit card gets lost or stolen or whatever. Like, the numbers are going to change, right? And I tried to explain that, but they wouldn't let me. So then they connect me to another representative, and that representative was going to connect me to the fraud department because they didn't believe where I was. And I'm like, ma'am, you're not listening to me. I'm giving you the last four of the credit card that I used at the time. That was back in March. Since then, you sent me a new credit card, same account, but the credit card number's changed. Because credit cards expire. Like, the number doesn't stay the same forever. So, she's like, well, why don't you just give me your credit card? I was like, man, I'm not trying to explain to you. You didn't ask for my credit card number. You asked for the last four of the credit card that was used at that time. And that's what's on the receipt. She tells me, well, we can't dispute it because it's past 180 days. I'm like, 180 days? That's kind of weird because when I called corporate, they also said 180 days, but the store said 30. But when I bought it, it was 1 year. So she goes, no, 118. I said, okay, that's my mistake. So I said, at this juncture, I was like, I might as well just close down my account. She goes, well, I can't dispute this. There's no way in my system. So then she connects me to another department, then connects me to another department. And to make a long story short, I explained to the guy that I should probably just close down my account. He goes, well, I know why. We disputed the item for you. I was like, no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, right here, 17 something. I'm like, that lady told me, sir, that she would not dispute the item because you can only make a dispute after 118 days. He's like, well, I don't know about that because I don't work in disputes. But it says right here that she disputed it for you. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that, but like, why did it get to all of this? Like, why didn't she just tell me I can dispute it? The reason why she did is because I said, how do I think about closing down this account? I think that's the only reason why. But it's the principle of the matter. Like, it's only $17, but $17 is $17. And I don't appreciate being lied to when when you're told you have a 1 year guarantee on something, it's not like it's used. It still has it, and it's not like they don't sell it. They still sell the shirt. It's still for the same price after all this time. It still has the original tag. It hasn't been worn or used. He tried it on and took it off real quick. The person that was meant for, okay? I saw the receipt and a picture of the receipt because it was faded on the top and a little bit on the bottom, but the barcode was as clear as day. Because when she scanned the system, she said it doesn't even pull up. But then she tells me, I see that she bought on March 7th. So she lied to me. How would she know it was purchased on March 7th? Well, maybe she looked real close. No, it's completely faded on the receipt. It's completely faded. And no, I did not show her the picture because when I was trying to look for the picture of the receipt, I couldn't find it in the store because it was back in March 7th. That's when I took the picture. I'm like scrolling. I'm like apologizing, saying like I can't find the picture. And she goes, it doesn't matter anyway because evidently you purchased it. You obviously purchased it after so many days. And I said, well, at the time when I purchased it, which I believe was around the beginning of the year, January, February, March. I said, I was told that it had a 1 year guarantee. So that's my little story time, complain, whatever. They're going to dispute it. If I have to give them back the damn shirt, they can have, you know what, I'll send them the damn shirt as long as they pay for shipping. Or I'll go to the damn store. I don't need the shirt. I don't want the shirt. I just want my $17 back. And I don't think I'm going to be shopping at Kohl's at all evermore. I mean, if they give me back my money and maybe like a $50 gift card, maybe. And I'm not asking for it. I'm just saying, like, give me my money and I'm not going to buy things from you anymore, I should be grandfathered in. And what makes no sense is that you would give me store credit if I didn't have the receipt. But because I do have the receipt and prove that I purchased it and I didn't steal it, you won't give me store credit? That makes no damn sense. What's stopping me from keeping the receipt at the house or in the car and not showing it and coming back, going to another Kohl's in 3 days and saying, I got this shirt and I lost my receipt. Can I just get store credit? Sure, no problem. Hello? Does that, I mean, the things that are being told me, they're either lies, misinformation, or they just don't make any sense. Just like when I called Chase and the lady's like, oh, we can't dispute it after 118 days. And then all of a sudden it's there. You know, and it's no money off Chase's back, because when they dispute it, if they do it right, it's going to say customer purchased shirt during a different return policy. And like, I don't think I don't think Kohl's is going to like argue with that. They're going to be like, yeah, we fucked up. Hell, at least give me store credit. Something. I walked out of there, what was it, a day or two ago when all this had happened with nothing. Like, hell, even if the shirt went on sale and they only gave me $10, I wouldn't be happy, but I would accept it if that's all I could get. I didn't get shit. It just doesn't make any sense to me that they were going to give me store credit without the receipt, but with the receipt, they won't do nothing. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll have more story time. Maybe the next one will be about some positive stuff about the law of attraction. And by the way, I got this shirt at Target for, I think, $8. I got 2 of them. Actually 3, but the third one's from my significant other. Have a good day. Bye-bye.